I just saw it
Cool.
pop
Yeah.
up on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me share it a couple places and we'll get rolling. More options. Share to group. I wish there was a way like you have emails like saved. I wish you could just save like a group of groups so I don't have to click all 30 of these every single time. I mean, they actually make it pretty easy. You just, kind of just hit share,
Yeah.
share, but it's still like 35 clicks.
Not ideal.
But I mean, it's also how we get a bunch of views, so it works. Oh, because it's just on the main screen right now. Okay, cool. Actually, I see us on the. I mean, what's streaming is our picture. I mean, on Facebook or whatever. Yeah. All right, I'm good to go if you are. We live? We good to go, Harlan? Okay, cool. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another pop-up edition of Double Fries No Slaw. Myself, TJ Pittenger, here with Richie Barnes and Freddie Stevenson. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing well.
Doing good, TJ. Happy to be back for another pop-up.
Yeah, for sure. No, we had mentioned that it had been a little while since we'd done this, and so we figured we'd jump in and have a couple of things to talk to you guys about. If you're watching this and you want to call in real quick, we're just on here for about 20 minutes, so it's gonna be quick. You only get like a 2-minute call. It's not like the Big Three roll up where you get like a 30-minute call and just hang out all night. But if you want to do that, shoot me a tweet, shoot me a DM or a Facebook message, and we'll get you on real quick. Appreciate my guy Harlan helping us set this up. As always, Double Fries No Slaw is brought to you by Guthrie's in Tallahassee. I don't have the scrolling thing this week, so let's see if I can do it from memory. 2550 North Monroe and 1818 West Tennessee, as far as I can remember. Go check out both their locations. I talked with their owner today, and he appreciates the love. Keep tagging us on social media when you go there. Appreciate Guthrie's for their support, helping us be able to do some of the things that we are able to do here. We launched a Patreon this week. Richie, you want to take that away, or I can? Either way, I've just talked a little bit to start us, but you want to talk about a little bit about the Patreon that we launched this week, Richie?
Yeah, man, I feel like you're the salesman by trade, but I can take a swing at it here. I'm excited about it. Obviously we have our show that drops every Monday morning. You can watch us live every Sunday. We love doing that, and that's not going anywhere. That will continue to be a thing for the foreseeable future, but we want to do something extra. We've had a lot of good feedback. We're really excited about some of the feedback we've gotten. So we're doing some a Patreon. We're going to have, some special exclusive shows where it's just Patreon members. And a lot of it'll be around game day, whether it be a pregame, halftime, or instant reaction. We're considering all of that. And we're listening to your guys' thoughts on that, what you want to hear more. We can crush game day because they're not going to be on site this year. So we can easily do that. But yeah, man, we're going to have a lot of stuff. These pop-up shows, we're going to have an extra show on Thursdays previewing the games. I don't know if that's going to be Patreon or out for anyone, but there'll definitely be some game day specific stuff. We're going to have some contest, some, a pick 'em, guess the score. If you guess the exact score, get a free t-shirt. That's not a bad deal at all. I'm looking forward to it. And even more, like with me, Freddie, TJ, we've been throwing back and forth ideas of what can we do with Patreon to give you guys the most benefits possible, because that's what we're here to do. We enjoy what we're doing. We're happy to build a listenership so quickly. I'm surprised by it. but we have a lot of good things coming. One of the things we're doing is game day chat, and Freddie will be there for most of the games. And man, he's been in the pregame locker room, pregame huddles, kickoff, halftime, and postgame. So Freddie, what are you excited about, man, with this Patreon?
Yeah, I mean, it's just opportunity for fans that listening to the show. You hear the show and you're like, man, I need more of that. You get more exclusives, more opportunities to hear from us more often, to interact with us. Like the guys said, I provide that insight as a player that's been in those locker rooms. So I'm gonna be interacting back and forth. We actually have a group chat that we started up for the show that's completely free. But for you fans that decide I need more than that, the Patreon's for you. So it's definitely a great opportunity. You should take advantage while you can.
I think that's what I'm most excited about is, my wife likes watching football with me. My wife likes hanging out, but she's not great to talk to about football, right? So I'm like texting my buddies, and they're all just giving me crap because they're Gator fans or just whatever. So
does she listen to this, TJ?
No, not at all.
All right, just
so
checking. I can't say anything. My wife listens, so I got to be careful what I say.
My wife's not as good. She doesn't support me as much as your wife likes.
Well, you have like 10 podcasts, so
right, yeah. She was over that pretty quickly, but yeah. So that's what I'm most excited about is hanging out with you guys, hanging out with different folks, chatting about the game. Kind of an exclusive place to chat about the game with a former player. Knock on wood, we may have some other former players kind of jumping in there. We had some conversations with some guys. Don't want to overpromise, underdeliver, but I think that's my favorite part too, is that I can just hang out with you guys during the game as opposed to, these 86 kids, and it's really only 2, but these kids and my wife and all this stuff going on in my house. So should be fun for sure. Little Florida State news. What's going on in Florida State world, Richie? We got a couple of things that have happened over the last 4 days that have come out.
Yeah. Other than TJ will not be blowing up your timeline during games because he'll be in the Discord chat, we do have some Florida State news. The biggest one, I don't think it's surprising at all. James Blackman has been named the starting quarterback by Mike Norvell. He came out in his press conference, I believe it was Monday after practice, and it said like 3 words, and then he's like, oh yeah, and James Blackman will be our starting quarterback. Again, shouldn't surprise anybody, especially with Chubba Purdy being out for at least the first month of the season with a broken collarbone. But I'm kind of glad he did it now. Typically, people have different ideas of what that should look like. Should you wait till just before the game, or should you wait till, the week of? I'm glad to announce it. The team knows, the coaches know it, a brand new staff. They didn't have a spring. James Blackman gets all of the first team reps right now. And I think he gives us the best chance to beat Georgia Tech, which should not be a tall task. Georgia Tech's not a good team. I don't think. They could prove me wrong. But yeah, man, I think, if I had to pick a quarterback to start week 1, specifically just for Georgia Tech, I'd probably go with Blackman. So I'm really happy. I'm excited to see the progress made, specifically if he goes out and throws an interception. How's his response? Because if he stays composed, he can be a really good college quarterback. People forget, he has a beautiful deep ball. I think, he has, his teammates love him. He's got great camaraderie in the locker room. So I'm really excited. Freddie, let's go to you. Cause I'm curious because obviously in 2013, Jameis Winston, TJ's boy, won the starting job as a redshirt freshman. Obviously Blackman's not a redshirt freshman, but there was, quote unquote, a QB battle with Coker and Jameis. What was the reaction of the locker room when they knew it was Jameis? And you see everybody rallying around James Blackman, kind of like they did at that point, because that's who you got to be with. You don't have a choice. That might as well support him or get off the bus, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. You got to ride with your leader. It's big for his confidence, knowing that he has guys supporting him. That's a major deal, knowing that the guys are behind him. And then the guy that's been there for a while, knowing that he has experience, it'll be major for us going forward, not only for our team, but these guys that are behind them at the quarterback position for their development. So I think it was big. I already foresaw it coming. It's just, it doesn't last the whole year. That's our thing, because like you said, he has all the ability, but can he stay composed? Because every game is not going to be a clean game with a clean pocket. So if he can keep his composure, then the future looks bright.
Yeah, and I'll just say if he lasts the whole year as a starter, that's a really good sign for Florida State because that means he's playing really well. And Mike Norvell says, I'm happy with these young quarterbacks I have, but we don't need them right away. TJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we all believed that it was going to be Blackman, and I'm not too shocked by it, especially once Purdy went down. I'm more so of a question for Freddie because I never really believed that was there a true battle. Can you give the inside info here on this? Was there a true battle between Jamison Coker, or was that Jimbo coach speak? Because I'm not sure that I'm believing that was a true battle.
Listen, people don't from the outside. Coker was balling, like they both were balling. Like it was a situation where either guy we could have went in there and won with, but James just had that it factor that not a lot of people have. But as far as making plays in camp, Coker was up there. But it was a close one. I think James edged him out a bit, but he's like I said, he has that it factor that a lot of people don't have as far as that leadership aspect that he brings to the table. And Jimbo knew that it was some things that you can coach up and do them by the book, but James was just a great improviser, and that's one thing that separated him.
Yeah, and I'll just say real quick, I listen to Jeff Cameron. I think both you do too as well. He's phenomenal, and he used to talk to Jimbo a lot off camera, and he even said, Jimbo told him Jacob Coker was the better quarterback in practice that fall camp. I don't know if you agree with that, Freddie, or not, but Jimbo said Jacob was the better quarterback throughout the camp, but he knew Jameis had that it factor that you don't see but once in a generation. And both went on to win a national championship. So, I mean, Jimbo had a pretty good selection there.
Jimbo certainly had an eye for talent at the quarterback position and still does. I don't think that's going away anytime soon.
Yeah,
Jimbo's a
sure.
quarterback wizard. We have a caller. We said we would do callers. The phone lines have not been ringing off the hook by any means. But we do have a caller in here. I believe this is James. James, can you hear us? Might be connecting to audio.
It says connecting. There we go. But we have our first caller for Double Fries No Slaw. Let's go.
First show, first caller.
If his internet works, we'll see.
If the internet's good. James, if you can hear us, whenever you can hear us, just speak up and interrupt us. We're going to keep going on it. Does it still say connecting to audio? I have it hidden on my side.
Yeah.
I can show this on my side. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so another thing that came out this week, Georgia Tech Game Time announced. We haven't really talked about this. It hadn't happened. So 3:30 Game Time on ABC. I'm a little bit disappointed by that. Not necessarily super, super upset, but a tad bit disappointed that that's not a night game. But, I mean, 3:30 works fine for me. I just don't think there are any other good games on. They ended up putting Clemson in the night slot, and that's fine. But I'm very happy that it wasn't a noon game. I don't think the 3:30 kickoff hurts or helps Florida State. I think a noon could have potentially hurt. Just kind of you come out sleepwalking a noon game. Most people don't come out sleepwalking in week one. You are typically up for that. So I'm glad that it's not noon for my sake. What are you guys' thoughts?
I'm interested to hear Freddie's thoughts as a player. Like, what's your thoughts between 12, 3:30, and 8? Because I've always wondered what players think about that.
Me, personally, I hate it noon because you wake up and the game's already there. You don't have time to do anything. But I hate it 8 o'clock too. Like, just too much build up before the game. 3:30 games were always perfect for us. You had enough time to get ready for the game, not too much build up yet. And it still wasn't too far away. So that was the biggest thing. But yeah, I know fans love the 8 o'clock games. As fans, I love watching the 8 o'clock games. But as players, I don't know about them, but I hate it. I hate the 8 o'clock games. Then after the game, you can do a little bit, but after a 3 o'clock game, you can do a lot more.
So I can say as a fan, and this might be, I'm getting up there in age. I'm 32 years old now. Man, 3:30 is my sweet spot because I can sleep in a little bit. If I want to get up early and play golf before the game, I can. But I know that 3:30 I got the game and I'm pumped for it. But 8 o'clock, sometimes I just get too drunk for 8 o'clock games. I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like by halftime, I'm like passing out. I'm like, oh man, I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, 3:30, I love it. And I love it in this spot too, because kind of like Freddie mentioned, you don't have 12 plus hours to try and think about what's going to happen in this game, right? You're all set. It's at 3:30. So you're to the stadium, I'm guessing a little before noon. And then you can kind of it's a normal day. The 8 o'clock, I think that's tough for a team, especially a team this young who's not used to winning. I'm happy with 3:30 because I think that's a perfect time slot for this game.
I was also trying to go and do something on set. So I was really just being selfish. Like I wanted to go down to like the beach and then like come back at 8 o'clock. Now I got to leave the beach early. Like I just got to go at like 9 a.m. to get home in time. But so, yeah, it was mostly just me being selfish, but Hyperbolic Noel, is it James? Is it Caleb? I see the audio is now connected. You're
on mute, James.
You here with us?
Yeah. You're still on mute, Hyperbolic.
I asked him to Caleb James. You can unmute. And let's chat a little bit.
This is our first live show with Collins, in case you were wondering.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell.
He said he's at work, so can't really do
it. So you're just checking us out. All right, no worries. You're just checking us out you're just getting to watch live, which you can do on Facebook and stuff too, but no worries, man. Appreciate it. So Caleb is a Patreon, one of our higher level Patreons too, Big Bread. So we appreciate him. Go follow him on social media. Here's a shout out, Caleb James 17. If you're on social media, go check him out. Appreciate you hanging out with us tonight. The other piece of news was that 1:27 in the afternoon in Hawaii. So I didn't realize you were out there, man.
Oh shit!
I'm kind of jealous. That means that game for you that's 6 hours, right? So that game for you is at 9:30 in the morning.
I'm jealous. Yeah, I would love to wake up at 9:30, watch the
holes,
and have the rest of the day to myself. Right?
Yeah, Richie go play golf afterwards. But the other piece of news that was kind of being teased, but is official now. Florida State, an 11.5-point favorite. Richie and I are kind of degenerates. So, Freddie, I don't know if you gamble. Oh, you gamble too. I've heard you talk about it.
I see him on the NBA playoffs. No, he's an NBA playoff guy. I see that.
I like us for the spread.
Yeah, I like 11.5. I think it's the reason I like 11.5. I don't know if we cover or not. I don't care if we cover or not. But I like the 11.5-point spread because Vegas is saying there is a massive problem if this team does not win the game, right? We win by 8, don't cover, fine with that. Win by 9, win by 10, win by 12, I don't care. Win by 1, like that's fine. But an 11.5-point spread is Vegas saying this team should absolutely win. I believe the win probability on an 11-point game is like 90%. So obviously anything can happen once two teams step on that field, but I'm pretty happy with that spread. Obviously, Vegas gets more right than they get wrong, and so I kind of took that as a good thing. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man, I'll be honest. I thought 11.5. I think it opened at 11. It's at 11.5 now. I'd like it up to 12.5 and potentially up to 13.5. I just don't think their offense is going to be able to do much. So it's going to be up to a few things. James Blackman, if he can protect the ball, I think it's a comfortable win. Special teams, obviously, the last time we played Georgia Tech, special teams was a massive issue. We all remember that, the kick 6 Florida State Georgia Tech edition. But I just don't think, and I'm a big fan of their coach Collins. I think he's a really good coach. He's in year 2, taking over from Paul Johnson's triple option offense. That's more than a 1-2 year rebuild. That's a several year rebuild because you don't have the personnel to run a pro style or a spread when all you're doing is option. And they should be starting a true freshman Florida State commit, Jeff Sims, who I really like a lot. And I wish that kid nothing but the best, but that'll be his first game ever. And he's going against a really good defensive line who I get more and more excited about every update I read. If we don't win this game, that's a problem because you go to a bye week Then you play Miami, you lose that game. You're 0-2 heading into October, and this fan base is not going to be happy, man. So I do think we win the game. I think we win it comfortably. We'll get into more next week on Sunday and Thursday's show. But I think it's a game Florida State should win. I feel really good about it. I just think we have better athletes, better talent, and I think coaching will make a big difference this year. Freddie, where are you at with this, man?
Yeah, as far as the spread, you might have seen me shaking my head a little bit because Vegas keep the spread right where it's at.
They do.
I think we're gonna win comfortably, but I just like to watch the games when I'm putting some money on the line, knowing that I don't have to look over my shoulder. We're gonna win comfortably, but I don't need y'all raising that spread on me. But yeah, I think we win by initially I said 13, but if things get moving, I can say up to 17. But I'm gonna roll with 13. I think we win by at least 13 points this game. We cover, and we get things rolling. I think Blackman has himself a great game to start the year off, and we get things rolling. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, we'll get your official prediction on the Thursday show. But I agree, man. I think this is the perfect game for James Blackman to start at quarterback because for Georgia Tech, it's a conference game. But they're not a team that they're not a juggernaut. They're not Clemson, but they're not even Miami level. They're not a good team. So
they're the least. If we lose this one, they're the least talented team on the schedule minus Jacksonville State.
Would you feel worse if we lost to Georgia Tech than you did when we lost to Virginia Tech 2 years ago? Because I can't imagine feeling much worse than that.
Yeah, because they don't run the triple option anymore. Yeah. It's not good.
This would be pretty bad. I mean, I'll say
this
that my
worse, right? This would be worse.
This would be worse game for game. I'll say my expectations going into that Virginia Tech were so much higher than they are right now. And so I got humbled by so much more. Whereas I'm just kind of expecting Florida State to, be 7-4 would be great, which that's not very good for Florida State. So my expectations are I got lower to fall this time. Last time I had really far to fall. I know we got to get out of here. Frey's got a heart out. Richie's got something that he's got to get to. I've got a quick caller, and we will add Matthew. Matthew, you got your audio connecting. You got 60 seconds, though, once it does connect. Whatever you want to talk about.
What's happening, fellas?
What's up?
What's going on, Matthew?
Man, just played a little golf with the 5-year-old.
What'd you shoot? What'd you shoot, man?
She got a 6 on the par 3, her best score ever.
All right. What'd you shoot, though?
Oh, I got a 4 when I played.
All right.
I've been working out, though. My back hurts. I'm not in golf shape. Definitely not.
All right.
What's going on with you guys?
Matthew owns Bay Cannon Brewery here in Tampa.
Oh, nice.
So I've talked to you guys about them.
We're working on sponsorship. We're working on sponsorship, but TJ's busy. He's doing like 16 podcasts.
We'll get it done.
He's doing that.
Matt, what's your record for the Noles this year?
Man, that's a great question. I just want to believe 8 wins is going to happen. Okay. Oh wait, how many games are we playing?
11.
So
11. Yeah,
I think 7's a good number. 8 is nice.
Yeah. Well, but where are the 4 losses? Clemson, Florida. I guess if you want to count those, we're not playing Florida.
Yeah, Clemson, Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, Clemson, Notre Dame.
Miami's going to be favored against us, whether we win or lose. I don't know, but Miami is going to be the favorite in that game, I would think.
And I think we lose a game we probably shouldn't, just because this team is still learning to win. I go back to 2012, that NC State game, man.
You can see us
we were world better than them, but the team wasn't used to winning. And then at the end of that season, they won the ACC championship. They beat Northern Illinois. I do think that was a springboard to the national title during Freddie's freshman year. So I think that means a lot. They're going to lose a game they shouldn't, but I do think they might win a game they shouldn't, whether that be Clemson, Notre Dame, Miami, although a lot of people don't think Miami's not a game we're not supposed to win anymore. Most people think Florida State should beat Miami this year.
I think it's fair, but also I think that a Miami game is a very winnable game too. So
yeah,
I mean, if you're convinced they're going to lose 3 and another one they shouldn't lose, yeah, shoot, man, forget about it. I'm going 8 wins.
There we go. Hey,
Well,
I'm
I
at
think
8 wins too. I'm at
we
8.
all
Me
had 8
and
wins
Freddie
as
are
well.
8.
Hey.
No, TJ, you're at 7. Don't lie. You revised your prediction. Said I'm picking 7. Me and Freddie had 8.
The official prediction graphic that Brian made us says 8, so I'm keeping that. If they go 8, if they go
I got
7, I'm
audio
changing.
receipts. I got receipts.
I just hope these dudes want to win. I feel like, I mean, at least against Georgia Tech, I expect it to be probably kind of ugly, but I just am excited to see that defense get after it and just play with a little freaking pride. That'll be exciting to watch.
It'd be a nice change. Matt, shout out your brewery real quick. We got to get out of here, but shout out what you got going on.
Yeah, everybody in Tampa, Bay Cannon Beer Company on Main Street in West Tampa, full restaurant, lots of good beers, and we're putting together some regional and national shipping stuff too, so we will be able to get that out to everybody else as well. But
Nice.
hopefully we'll talk about that some more later on after we get this sponsorship deal together.
Let's go. Let's get it. If you're in the Tampa area, go.
Breaking news right now.
We're working on some things behind the scenes. Thanks, Matt. Thanks for hanging out, bro.
Appreciate you, fellas. We'll talk to you later.
So Matt's a good guy. Appreciate him for hanging out for a sec. I know you guys got to get going. And we've been on here for about 25 minutes. So, one more time, I want to thank Guthrie's for all that they do for us. 2550 North Monroe, 1818 West Tennessee Street. Go check out both their locations. Hit us up on Patreon, patreon.com/doublefriespod. We are really excited to get in there and have those game day chats, have the pick'ems, the free t-shirt. If you pick the score, you don't even have to pay anything for that. You just pick a score every week and you're in. A lot of cool stuff that we've got going on over there. And so check that out. We are like 9 Facebook likes away from hitting 1,000, which I've been pushing for we started the Facebook.
Like it, guys.
Yeah. 1 month ago today, we started the Facebook. I'm sorry, 1 month and 1 day ago today. We started it and we're about to hit 1,000 likes. If you're listening to this, facebook.com, Double Fries Pod. Instagram's the same thing. Twitter's the same thing. YouTube's the same thing. Twitch is the same thing. Just go like it all if you're listening. Like 9,000 people.